meditation. Just get in there and get it done.
You said when you died, you were in front of a council and stuff like that. When you went through the dying process, what kind of visuals did you see? Like, for example, you said when you dream, you see a projector screen, or you see in black and white, depending on the circumstance. When you were going through the dying process, what were the type of things that you were seeing?
White. Imagine walking through a fog that is so illuminated. It's the most bright, crisp white, almost to the point where it burns your eyeballs white. And it was just so, it was the perfect place. Like you can't even find words for that. It's just, it was like a wall of fog, and I was light. Like I wasn't, it was like I was the fog. It wasn't like I had a physical body. It was just like I was just part of that fog, and it was so bright. And I just kind of, it wasn't like I was walking, but I was floating, and I could feel myself. And in the distance, you know how when you can see things through fog, I could see them, and it was even brighter still. And so I wanted to go there, and so I went, and they were all sitting. And they did invite me to sit. It's not like I witnessed the whole thing. It was like I interacted with that. So I was a part of it. I wasn't like I was just seeing it like through a window. I was actually a part of that, and I actually got to sit. They invited me to sit in council. So, and it's funny because it seemed like I was there for hours, but I couldn't have been there for more than probably 30 seconds, 40 seconds, but it seemed like I was there for hours. The things they showed me, the things that I experienced, the things that I saw, I had to have been there for hours, but it was only a matter of 20, 30 seconds maybe, because the water was coming in the car. So I wasn't gone that long, but it felt like forever. And time bending, it's an amazing thing. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Definitely.
Okay. Any more questions? That's all you got? Okay, I was gonna say. Come on.
Like the council, like were they like human form sort of thing, just sitting in chairs?
Yeah, they came to me in human form, probably because it would have scared the hooies out of me. But they were almost like, they were all like white. Like they didn't come in like I would see you guys now. They were like in white. Like they were like a really bad movie, you know, where the angels are up and they're in the clouds, like the Philadelphia commercial, you know, they're all in white.
Yeah.
It was like that, but they were white. I could see individual shapes. I could tell the masculinity, the femininity, but they were white, and they were sitting in that table. And who they are, now looking back on that, at the time I had no clue who they were, but looking back on what they've shown me now, they were my guides, and they were, I don't want to get into all that, but you know what your Akashic records are? The keeper of the Akashic records was there, and other beings were there. So high council, it was high council. It was good.
Could you explain the Akashic records?
Oh, you don't know Akashic records? Akashic records, basically, if in a nutshell, they're your blueprint. From the time you were a speck of a speck to the time you go back to being a speck of a speck. It's your blueprint, and it's kept in the Hall of Records. Do y'all know about that? All right, yeah.
Can you go into more detail about it?
Oh, that's a whole nother 5 hours. Yeah, you can do a whole thing on Akashic records.
Another episode on that.
Yeah, so, what's that?
Well, no, I mean, it's significant.
It's significant, but really, it's just,
It's like a giant library, and there's like all the knowledge possible, and you can basically, like, if you're trained, you can literally like walk through it, find your book, open it up, read what you're supposed to do or something.
right.
Like it's all, yeah, it's like a huge database of everything that can and will happen.
And you need to be mindful too, because people will try and access that. So and your gatekeeper, we need to have a meditation. You all need to know who your gatekeepers and your guides are. You need to know that.
you say like we need to get to know our gatekeeper, we need to get to know these people. Does that mean that they would work harder if we did know them, or
No,
they aren't working? if
but
we
you'll
don't?
hear them. It's like, that's what it makes me laugh, because it's like we have them. They're here with us. They're here. You have that gut feeling. You have that knowing. But do you listen? Do you hear it?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like what Lee was talking about last time, you know, like their information's there, but like we have to tune our frequency to it.
Right. Right. You have to. I can tell you not to do that, but if you don't hear me or see me, you're just going to go and do it anyways. Well, you may do it anyways. my kids never listen to me. But yeah, so it's just a matter of finding how it works for you. And everybody is different. Not everybody has the same gifts. I'm pretty lucky. I've been pretty blessed. And I've developed a lot of things, you know. I worked on the hearing because there for a while I didn't hear. I just saw. So it's kind of nice to know what they're saying, you know. But I would have that gut feeling where I would just know. But I would always discount it. You know, I'd always say, oh, you know, don't. Like, you have all these abilities, you have all these gifts. It's just a matter of fine-tuning it so you can hear what they're saying to you.
How do you work on hearing? Because I can't hear either.
What do you see, though?
A little bit.
Yeah, at the corner of your eye?
Well, I mean, sometimes I have images flash before my eyes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hearing? Just... Best time to probably do it is a meditative state and open up your hearing. And we can do that in meditative state.
Okay.
Yeah, probably I would just do it in your meditative state and just listen.
Okay.
Yeah. You meditate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sit with it. Thanks. What they're saying is that when you're sitting in that space, and you're seeing, when you have those flashes, ask them. Just say, what does that mean? And listen.
Okay.
Instead of asking them and letting them see, ask them and listen. And they'll whisper. But they said it's going to be, do you hear? Oh, you're hearing it already. Those high-pitched things?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just your frequency's off. It's like you're half on the radio station. So you'll just, oh, there's my phone.
Like your music.
Can you hear that?
I'm like, wait, what?
Pretty awesome, Daughtry. But anyways, no, I don't care. I'm busy.
That's a trick right there.
But so just tune in that, because you're hearing that high pitch already. So you're hearing, it's just that you're not understanding it. So just ask them to slow it down, raise your vibration, and you should be able to tune in a little bit easier.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So can you maybe explain like the different ways? I mean, like when people hear the term like clairvoyant, like there's different, like clairvoyant is like is that
Seeing,
seeing?
yeah.
And then there's like audio and.
Audient, sentient, cognizant. I've got a handout. I'll bring them, and you can hand them out at your next meeting. When's your next meeting?
Tuesday.
Okay. Somehow I'll get them to you. I've got a sheet on all of that, all your senses. Oh, they left a message.
I have a question while you're on the topic. When you talk
Yes.
about a ringing, are you talking about like tinnitus when you get a pressure and like a ringing in one of either of your ears?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep. They're trying. They're trying to get to you, but your vibration just isn't the same. And once you learn how to do it, your life will be so much simpler. It will. It gets so simple. And it is simple. The whole thing is so simple.
What would be your interpretation of someone who's in a meditative state and they start to physically feel sound, like in a way, the mix over of the senses? Some people, they say they can start to taste color or see words. What about people who have those types of things, like for example, something like that, or like physically feeling the sound around you?
I would say that they're teachers, and we're coming into that place right shortly. Sound is huge. That is the next big thing that we're going to be working on, and the planet is going to be changing into. So whoever that is that's feeling all of that is going to be a great teacher.
So do you think it's kind of like you can learn how to do that yourself and kind of acquire those abilities more, or is it something that's like a gift that you're specifically born with? And even when you're talking about gifts, kind of, it's like one area that you have developed, or could you work that area and kind of...
You can always fine-tune it. Always fine-tune it. We're always evolving, and things change.